Thanks for joining us on Plus TV Africa. I'm Benga Aborowa. President Muhammad Buhari last night called his Turkish counterpart, Mr. Recep Tayyip Erdogan, to congratulate him over his re-election. The Special Assistant on Media and Publicity to the President, Garba Shehu, disclosed this via a statement in Abuja. According to him, Buhari said he looked forward to strengthening the relationship between the two countries. The President, however, regretted his inability to personally attend the July 9 inauguration ceremony, but assured that the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Mohammed Bello, will be there to represent him. President Erdogan emerged a winner of the June 25th Turkish presidential elections with 52.5% of the total votes cast during the exercise. President Muhammad Buhari has affirmed his commitment to his administration to the rescue of the remaining Dapchi school girl, Leah Sharibu, still being held by the Boko Haram insurgents, as well as the other Chibok schoolgirls. The president gave the assurance Friday while speaking at the Nigerian Army Day celebration 2018 in Monguno, Borno State. On the increased herdsmen farmers crisis, President Buhari also stated that there are efforts ongoing to end the killings. The Christian Association of Nigeria has postponed until further notice its planned public protest slated for 11th of July. It said it did so due to some circumstances beyond its control. CAN President Reverend Samson Ayokunle made the announcement in a statement signed by Pastor Adebayo Oladeji, his special assistant on media and communications. However, Ayokunle said the three-day prayer and fasting would hold as scheduled from July 9th to 11th in all churches and state chapters of the Christian Association of Nigeria. The leadership of CAN had declared July 9 to 11 as National Day of Prayers and Fasting program against the killings across the country. An alliance of over 20 civil society organizations, the People's Democratic Party and the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, amongst others, on Friday hailed the Supreme Court judgment which put to rest the trial of Senate President Bukola Saraki on false assets declaration and sundry charges instituted against him before the Code of Conduct Tribunal in 2015. It described the Apex Court ruling as a triumph of justice and a pointer to the neutrality of the judiciary in the country. The federal government had commenced criminal proceedings against Saraki in September 2015, accusing him of failing to declare some of his assets in Lagos and Abuja, despite having acquired them before he became the governor of Kwara State between 2003 and 2011. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on Friday said it will suspend the ongoing continuous voter registration on August 17 until after the 2019 general elections. The Commission, in a statement issued by Solomon Shoyebi, the National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee in Abuja, said that the collection of permanent voters' cards will continue until a week to the commencement of general elections on February 16, 2019. The decision, according to him, was taken following consultative meetings with the Commission had with major stakeholders in Nigeria and for the electoral process. When we return, we'll bring you news making the headlines across Africa and the rest of the world. Don't go away. Two explosions rocked Somalia's internal security ministry in the capital Mogadishu on Saturday morning. A police officer said in the latest attack claimed by Al-Shabaab militants. In a statement posted on a jihadist website, the Al-Qaeda-signed Shabaab militant group claimed responsibility. There was no immediate toll given. The Al-Shabaab had been fighting to overthrow the internationally backed government in Mogadishu for over a decade. Despite losing towns and territories in recent years, the group continues to carry out regular bombings and armed raids on government security and civilian targets in the capital and elsewhere. Kenya's top prosecutors accused corrupt judges of hampering the country's anti-graft drive, undermining President Uhuru Kenyatta's attempt to restore public trust in the government, national security and the economy. The accusation is coming just after a sitting county governor for the first time was charged with corruption in a renewed drive by the country's new public prosecutor Nordin Mohammed Haji, who was also a former deputy head of national intelligence. Every year, corruption in East Africa's biggest economy drains billions of dollars from the state in rackets involving government officials and business people. Kenyatta promised to stop the rot when he came to power in 2013, but critics say he has been slow to go after top officials, and there have been no high-profile convictions since then. In neighboring Uganda, a Ugandan soldier was killed in clashes on a lake straddling the border with the Democratic Republic of Congo, and one Ugandan and two Congolese were wounded. Officials from two sides said on Friday. Congolese officials said the two navies exchanged gunfire in Congolese waters of Lake Edward on Thursday. Uganda's army spokesperson, however, said Ugandan forces were attacked by unknown gunmen on their own side of the border. The two countries have a sometimes tense relationship, with the Congolese accusing Ugandan forces of encroaching on their territory and Ugandan authorities saying the Congolese do not do enough to stamp out militia activities near their border. At least 45 people are missing as torrential rains that have killed 11 people pounded western and central Japan. Public broadcaster NHK said on Saturday, with more than 1.6 million people evacuated from their homes. Japan's meteorological agency issued special weather warnings across 4 prefectures in the west of Japan's main island of Honshu, urging vigilance against landslides, rising rivers, and strong wind amid what's called historic rains. The agency said that although a weather front and settled between western and eastern Japan, there was a risk that heavy rains would continue as warm air flowed towards the front. Areas already saturated face more rains on Saturday, it said. The Thai boys trapped in a cave have exchanged emotional letters with their parents for the first time since the ordeal began 2 weeks ago. One child said in a note, and I quote, "Don't worry, we're all strong. Teacher, don't give us lots of homework," he joked. The team's coach apologized to parents in a separate letter, but the parents wrote that he should not blame himself. The 12 boys and the coach were exploring the cave when they became trapped by flood waters on the 23rd of June. We'll bring you business news after this break. Do stay with us. The Nigerian Labour Congress has described the hike in tariff on locally produced alcohol, spirits and tobacco as potentially counterproductive. It demands immediate suspension of the policy due to consultation with the relevant interest groups and have been concluded. Also, the Nigerian Labour Congress wants government to limit the new tariffs to only imported brands to protect what is said are over 2 million jobs that are potentially under threat if the policy goes ahead. On the 4th of June 2018, Minister of Finance Kemi Adeosun announced the takeoff of the new excise duty for alcohol, beverages and tobacco earlier approved by President Muhammadu Buhari. The Nigerian stock market closed with a downward trend on Friday as the all-share index dropped by 0.31% to close at 37,625.49 from 37,743.22 recorded on Thursday. Leading the list of top gainers was Guarantee Trust Bank, with gained 1 naira 45 kobo to close at 41 naira 5 kobo. Other gainers were Julius Berger, rising by 55 kobo, Presco, rising by 4 kobo, NEM 3 kobo, and UPL 22 kobo. Mobile again led the list of top losers as it shed 5.71%, dropping from 175 naira to 165 naira, a 10 naira drop. Dangote Cement dropped by CNN and 2.05 naira. MB Nigerian Breweries 1.9 naira, and PZ, which dropped by 1 naira 7 kobo. The top traders were NACO, Sterling Bank, Zenith Bank, UBA Guarantee, and market capitalization closed at 13,629 million, while the total deals in yesterday's stocks market were 4,002. Still ahead on Plus TV News is our roundup on sports, entertainment, and we'll be back in a moment. And in entertainment, according to TMZ, the man who helped Stan Lee create two legendary Marvel superheroes, Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, has died at his home in New York. Steve Ditko was found unresponsive in his New York City apartment on the 29th of June when a social worker who hadn't heard from him in a while went to Steve's home to check on him. According to law enforcement, the chief medical examiner listed the cause of death as arteriosclerotic and hypertensive cardiovascular disease. Ditko was one of the most acclaimed comic book artists of all time, best known for creating Spider-Man with Lee in 1962 and Doctor Strange a year later. While Stan became the face of Marvel and the godfather of comic books to the public, Steve remained enigmatic over the years, refusing to do interviews or make public appearances. He continued to work at a Manhattan studio until at least 2012. Popular Nigerian musician Damini Ogulu, better known as Burna Boy, has taken a swipe at President Muhammadu Buhari for desiring to continue in power beyond 2019. Burna Boy revealed he would not be voting in the 2019 general elections. According to the singer, voting next year would be tantamount to supporting the same crop of politicians to continue to remain in power at the expense of the youth. He wrote on his Instagram page yesterday. He said Macron was 6 years old when Buhari was Nigerian head of state in 1983. Now Emmanuel Macron is president of France, Buhari is Nigeria's president. He said, if this doesn't explain it all, I don't know what can. I will not be voting in 2019 and see no reason why me or any other Nigerian youth should. If you think your votes mean anything, that you can implement change by voting for the same people, you're delusional and you're part of a problem. We're hopeless youths who are too scared to fight for a future. Therefore, we unconsciously accept to have no future, just recycle the past over and over while praying and talking too much. He says the old leaders will continue to mess with us unless we team up. Cardi B reportedly in hospital preparing for her baby's birth, posted a short video clip online at what appeared to be her birthing suite at a popular medical center in Atlanta. Rapper Cardi B has hinted she's in labor. The Bodak Yellow hitmaker is making a baby with her Migos star husband, Offset, and on Friday, she reportedly indicated she was in hospital preparing for her daughter's arrival as she took a moment to dismiss rumors suggesting she had already given birth. Soon after sharing the footage online, Cardi seemingly realized she had inadvertently let slip the labor room news and possible hospital location and promptly deleted the video in which she had appeared dressed down. The report comes out after the hip-hop sensation teased Friday's release of her latest song, Who Wants the Smoke, a collaboration with Lil Yachty and Offset on Twitter. The baby will be Cardi's first, while Offset has 3 kids and from 3 different women. Back in April, Cardi revealed her man had already chosen the name of their daughter and suggested it was a unique moniker. That's it on entertainment. Up next is sports news. In sports, Arsenal have opened talk with Sevilla regarding a possible deal for Steven Nzonzi. Sky Sports reports the French international has been a long-standing target for the Gunners and remains on their radar with Unai Emery now at the helm. He's currently away on World Cup duty but could be the latest addition in a summer of much change at the Emirates Stadium. 5-time Wimbledon champion Venus Williams became the 8th of the top 10 seeds to be knocked out after a third-round defeat by Kiki Bertens. 9th seed Williams, who was 38 years old, was beaten 6-2, 6-7, 5-7, 8-6 by the 26-year-old Dutch woman on court 1. Williams's fellow American Madison Keys lost 9 consecutive games in a defeat to qualifier Egvina Rodina. The 10th seed lost 7-5, 5-7, 6-4 in 2 hours 10 minutes against the Russian, who's ranked 120th in the world. However, the younger sister Serena went on to reach the last 16. And that's our news roundup of events. We'll be back later with more stories making the headlines. Do join us. I am Benga Aboroa. Have a great day.